In a quiet town swept by winter winds, a gentle light glowed every night from an old wooden house. It came from Grandma Clara's lantern, softly shining through the frosted window, not just to brighten the dark streets, but to keep alive a silent promise of love and memory. Jane, a curious 10-year-old girl, noticed the same thing every night, a lantern glowing from Grandma Clara's window. In their sleepy little town, that warm golden light had become as familiar as the creak of snow beneath her boots. One freezing evening, while snow-blanketed rooftops and the wind howled outside, Jane finally asked, "Grandma, why do you keep the lantern on? Everyone else turns their lights off at night." Grandma Clara smiled, her eyes shimmering with a quiet sadness. She led Jane to the window so she could see the flame dancing inside the glass. "A long time ago," she whispered, "when your grandpa went to war, I promised him I would keep this lantern lit every night. I told him, whenever you see this light, you'll know your way home." Jane's eyes widened. Did Grandpa ever see it? Grandma held Jane's hand gently. "He never came home, but I've never stopped lighting it. As long as this flame stays alive, so does my love for him." From that night on, Jane began helping her grandmother light the lantern. At first, she did it out of curiosity. It felt like part of an old story. But as nights passed, something changed. Each time she lit the flame, Jane felt warmth bloom inside her chest, as though the lantern not only lit up the room but also her heart. That winter was harsher than any Jane had ever known. Bitter winds cut through layers of clothing, and snowdrifts swallowed the narrow streets. Many neighbors stopped lighting their lamps to save oil, but the glow from Grandma Clara's window never faded. One night, a fierce blizzard struck. The roof groaned under heavy snow, and the window rattled as if the storm itself wanted to snuff out the flame. Jane, worried that the lantern would blow out, ran across the icy street to her grandmother's house. "Grandma," she shouted over the howling wind, "the storm's too strong. Should we put the lantern out?" Grandma Clara hugged Jane tightly, shaking her head. "No, sweetheart. This light isn't just for your grandpa. It's for all of us, to remind us where home is, even when the world feels dark." Together, they worked to shield the lantern from the storm. Jane learned how to replace the oil, how to angle the glass against the wind, and how to keep the flame alive no matter what. As the blizzard raged outside, the small room glowed softly, becoming a sanctuary of warmth and calm amid chaos. From that night forward, Jane no longer saw the lantern as just an old promise. It became something bigger, a light that tied her to her grandmother, to her family, and to the unshakable idea that no matter how cold life became, there would always be a place glowing softly, waiting for her to come home. Years passed. Jane grew taller. Grandma Clara grew frailer. The house aged with them, but the lantern remained constant, glowing every night without fail. One winter, however, everything changed. Grandma Clara fell gravely ill. The once strong hands that had lit the lantern for decades trembled now, too weak to strike a match. Jane stayed by her bedside, holding her hand as snow fell quietly outside. "Grandma," Jane whispered, tears catching in her throat, "I'll light the lantern tonight. For you." Grandma's lips curled into a faint smile. "Not for me, darling, but so you'll always remember. As long as the lantern shines, our love lives on." That night, after Grandma Clara passed away, Jane lit the lantern for the first time alone. She placed it in the familiar window, its golden glow spilling over the snow-covered street. The people of the town paused as they passed by, hands over their hearts. They knew the meaning of that light. It was no longer just Grandma's promise. It was Jane's too. And so, Jane kept the tradition alive. Each winter, the lantern continued to shine, for her grandmother, for her grandfather, and for every memory that had shaped her family's love. Through storms and silent nights, the flame endured, softly whispering to anyone who saw it, "This is home." Some lights do more than guide the way. They keep memories alive. Grandma Clara's lantern was never just a decoration. It was a promise, a beacon of love that outlived war, loss, and time itself. Jane learned that even when the people we love are no longer by our side, their light can remain in us. By tending that flame, we honor their memory and keep their love alive in our hearts. And as one generation passes, another takes up the match, ensuring that the glow of family never truly fades, but instead grows brighter with each hand that carries it forward.